Hello, Jim from Remick Museum and Farm here, and I'm on location right here from my apartment. And I thought while I was here, I would share some fun, experiential, nature-based lessons that we can do right inside or just out in our backyards or in our gardens. And I hope to do these throughout the month of April and in the future potentially as well if there's something that we like to do. And so for our first topic this month, I thought since it's springtime, one of my favorite times, we would focus on phenology. And phenology is might be a new word for a lot of you, but I guarantee that most of us have experienced and seen phenology and probably been interested in it, even if we didn't know that term before. Phenology is simply the phenomena and cycles that plants and animals undergo or have that are based on weather. So for instance, we have lots of the bear or chipmunk and things that take their breaks, they hibernate, or they take a deep sleep during winter. A lot of that is based off of weather cycles, and that would be phenology, calculating or observing those first days that they go into their slumber and then when they come back. So during spring, a lot of these phenological cycles are kind of starting again that we are able to see, right? They're cycle all throughout the year as a cycle is, but we're able to see a lot of the evidence of these things coming as the days get longer and as it gets warmer outside. So if you're interested in nature, you can find pretty much anything that you're interested in. It has a part of this phenology cycle. Plants, animals, right? Different types of animals, insects, birds, mammals, all the different things that we might be interested in probably has something that we can try and observe. So for instance, in the middle of May, we're going to start seeing a lot of those migratory birds start coming back, right? So if I have a bird feeder outside or just some nice shrubs or some trees out there, I might be able to open up the window and oh, look, there's a Baltimore Oriole, migratory bird has come back, and we might be able to observe that. That was just very convenient. That was right there for us. So today, we might think a little bit about some of those different species that are coming back. Step outside and see if there's anything going on in my backyard. I don't have a lot of space, but I still think that we can find some things. And I'd also like to share just some ways that we can then record our data because we're always making observations, right? New Hampshire, it's important for maple sugaring season. The sap starts running. It's been earlier and earlier with warming climates. We want to record that data so for the next year we know these things are happening. So we'll think about some fun ways that we can record our data, make it look nice, have fun with it, but be something that can last because it's really fun if we then look past, if we've got one spot that we're at, whether it be a favorite trail or our backyards or in our gardens, if we can record this data for 10, 20, 30 years, we have all of this information. We can look at all the trends, ups and downs or different time periods that things are happening, and that might be really valuable in the future for scientists or yourself if you become a scientist. So it's really good to start tracking some of this stuff early. So let's go see what's maybe outside.
There wasn't a lot going on back there, but you can see this little tree is about ready to bud out. The leaves and the flowers are going to be blooming here very soon. And not sure what this little one was. Maybe a box elder. It is oppositely branched, but I'm going to have to go back out there and do a little bit more identifying. All right, well, now that we've made some observations, this is really where your creativity gets to take over. And as you can see, I've got a couple examples here, and my art skills are developing just like my movie making skills, but thought I'd show you just a couple ideas. But again, this is really where you can take over and make this as fun as you want to with those new observations you made. Here's an example of something called a phenology wheel, and you can actually make these just observations, not even thinking about phenology. And again, these can be something as elaborate as you'd like. This one's just a monthly, so it's got all 12 months of the year, and as I discovered, making a circle is very difficult, so you could even incorporate some math, thinking about those equal measurements and angles and things, and make your circle a lot nicer than mine. But I've just put some of those different observations for each month with some dates and some information maybe going on there. I prefer to do more of a kind of a journal type thing because I feel like I can get a little bit more information there. And here's kind of an example of a page you might have, right? I've got my date that I made this recording, my location, which is my front yard in New Hampshire, the weather of the day, which is very important to help think about some of these climate-based cycles that are happening with phenology. And I've got my little tree out there that's very not quite budding but almost there, so something to keep going. And if I saw something else for the first today, I'd want to put that in there as well, and I can put it on the same page. I usually carry a little smaller notebook that's a little easier and more mobile depending on where I'm going, but these are just some ideas. Again, this is really where creativity can really take over. So that's our little phenology lesson for today, or just kind of experience for the day. And so hopefully this is something that is useful, and leave some feedback if this was something that you thought was nice, and maybe some other things if you have some ideas for some other videos or things that you'd like to focus on for the future. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I hope to make a number of these this month, and just different ideas, especially as spring keeps happening and things keep greening up outside and things become more active. There should be a lot of fun stuff that we can see right out our windows and right in our backyards. So everyone keep well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.